All right, so Bloomin Blinds. How did the whole thing get started?
On a whim.
On a whim?
On a whim. I was getting a divorce. I needed some way to support myself, and I read about it in the back of a magazine for an opportunity to buy a franchise, and I'm too cheap, so I figured it out myself.
Was it a new blind franchise or blind cleaning?
Blind cleaning.
Blind cleaning. So if you weren't going to buy the franchise, what'd you end up doing?
I found a used ultrasonic blind cleaning machine in the newspaper and went to Spokane and picked it up.
What were the details of how you bought that machine?
I called the guy. It was for sale in the back of the Seattle Post-Intelligencer want ads, and I called the guy and asked all about the machine and talked to him for about an hour. And then I told him I didn't have any money, and he hung up on me.
That's not very nice. So what happened after that?
So I called him back in about a month and saw if he still had the machine, and he did. And he said, "I suppose you still have no money." And I said, "No, I have $1,000. And so he said, "All right, come get the machine." And we sat in Denny's and wrote an agreement on the back of a napkin at Denny's restaurant. Took it across the street to the bank and had it notarized. And I agreed to pay him 50% of everything I earned until the machine was paid off.
How long did that take?
2 years. Well, a year and a half.
Wow. Did he charge you interest on that?
Yes.
So once you had the machine and everything was up and running, where were you working?
On the back deck of my house in the woods in Mount Vernon, Washington.
Right.
And in the garage.
Okay. And then something helped kind of transform your business to a little bit faster pace when you learned to mount the truck or the tank?
Yes, then I bought a big, large 10-foot box van and put the machine in the back of the van, and then I would go out to people's homes and clean their blinds on site at their house.
So then you became mobile.
I became mobile.
At that point you were just doing cleaning and repairs, right?
Right.
Or just cleaning?
Well, I just meant to do cleanings, but they often needed repairs, so I had to figure that out too.
So tell me the story about how you figured that out and where to buy your supplies.
Well, I didn't figure it out for a long time. And then people would hand me blinds and ask me to fix them, and I didn't know how. So I would buy old broken blinds at garage sales or find them in trash heaps, and I would take them apart and use the parts and figure out how to repair them.
Once you figured out how to repair them, how did you figure out where to buy the materials?
That took a long time. Slowly but surely, I just got a list of different resources and fabricators that would help me.
Okay.
But it was a new industry, so they weren't used to selling parts because people weren't doing it. So we kind of had to find a way to have a relationship to where they would sell me parts because they would prefer that people just replace their blinds. And so it kind of was up to me to introduce the idea that we could repair them for a while, although the fabricators weren't real thrilled with that idea.
I'm sure they didn't like you fixing blinds when they would rather sell them.
Right.
Right. So what year was that you started the company?
I'm not sure.
93, 92?
Maybe 97, 98.
Okay.
Because I moved to here in 2000, probably 97.
So that was your first company. That was Blind Ambitions.
Right.
And then you sold that.
I sold that.
And then moved to Texas.
Right.
And then that started Bloomin Blinds.
Right, because Bloomin Blind Ambitions name is already taken here.
So how'd you end up in Texas, or why'd you?
I ran away from home. I got a divorce, and I had a girlfriend who lived in Dallas Monday through Friday and commuted home to Connecticut on the weekends, and she had to move here. And so she said, "Let's just go to Texas." So I did. I sold my home and I sold my business and moved to Texas.
And that was that. Mm-hmm. So now you have Bloomin Blinds.
Mm-hmm.
How many years now?
11.
11 years. Right. And how are things going for you?
Beyond wonderful.
Okay. Having fun?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very nice. All right, folks, if you want to know more, give us a call. We'll come over to your house and tell you how we can fix your blinds. Thank you.